We're talking about the best and the worst watch releases from Panerai this year. And also at the end, I have a surprise for George in regards to 2024 releases from Panerai.
I'm just made of questions. I've been good on my predictions. I don't have a whole lot of insight this year, and she teased me this yesterday, so I just don't know.
Start there.
I don't know. Okay, perfect.
I'm Elizabeth Smith. This is George Reed. We are big Panerai fans at Oliver Smith Jeweler. We have been Panerai dealers for over 20 years. Yep. You can visit either of our locations in Scottsdale, also our boutique in Aspen, Colorado.
Absolutely.
So some great releases from Panerai this year. There's a big one that we both agreed on right away, which is the new Bonito finish.
Yep. It was funny. Early on, we were kind of aware of the Bonito finish, and I hadn't seen it live yet. And my thought was, man, it's going to be either really good or really gimmicky. And thank God it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Well, because that can get away from you. It can get really gimmicky, you know.
A little too like historic.
Yeah, trying too hard. Yeah. And man, they just absolutely nailed it. I was so happy. We saw it in Geneva.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, if this is what hits the shelf, I'm completely sold.
Really cool. So how it works, we did a whole video on it, which we'll put above. It's stainless steel with it was the PVD coating, correct?
Correct.
And then they, hand finish it, make it look tarnished like it's worn, and it actually wears down as you're wearing it. Have you seen any that have worn them?
We're just getting them on the streets now. They're a couple months. I want to see them a couple of years from now.
Okay.
I really want to see that wear and how each one individually patinas to the client's use. I think that's really, really cool. And kind of cool, and they didn't talk about a lot, it's E-steel.
It is E-steel.
E-steel's kind of snuck into everything.
Yeah, quietly get into all Panerai's stainless steel, which is a recycled steel up to 70%. I think the goal is for it to be 100%. This was a great release. We saw it on radiomir. We saw it on this Luminor Navy SEALs release. Yep. I hope we keep seeing it next year for sure. I wanted to touch on the Panerai, the Douai Prada collaboration. Yep. This didn't get a lot of love, and I feel like it deserves it. Yes, it's definitely a woman's targeted watch. Yep. It's a Prada recycled nylon strap that they're using on these Douais. Same price as a Douai if you were buying on its own. But what I think is really cool to note is that I think this is the first time Panerai has done a collaboration with another kind of fashion brand.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've got Navy SEALs, we've got Brabus, which is really cool. But this is the first time, and I think there's a lot they could do with it. Even just yesterday, they announced a new strap color with it. They're going to do a black, which could be more masculine. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and it was fun to see Panerai collab with another fashion brand.
Well, and it was a neat progression because they've done it with like Prada Luna Rossa, which again was kind of the masculine sporting side of things, but they didn't take the Prada part over, and I think that was a really, really good move.
I really
liked
that watch.
But overall, I just thought Panerai absolutely killed it this year. For me, as you guys know, it was the radiomirs. I called a couple of them right, which I've been good so far in my predictions. But it's that antique steel. The minute I started seeing, again, that little cut in the hour hand, it's just this nod to nostalgia. And this is from a company that kind of maybe had a parting with their history at one point. They really wanted to just like move forward. And I don't think there needs to be a line in the sand. I think you can do both. You can move forward and be incredibly innovative, but also really respectful to your past and where you've come from and what got you there to begin with. And I think this year really proved that. I was just really happy with everything across the board.
It was really a year for the Paneristas, like the Panerai fans, getting the radiomir released. Even the Bonito finish is kind of historic. It was very a nod to the history of Panerai.
Yeah, it reminds me of a little while ago we had an original 5218-202A, which was the original PVD. And it had all these worn parts from winding the watch.
Yes, I remember that.
And that's immediately what I thought of with this. It was they just absolutely nailed it.
I wonder if that was part of the inspiration.
I hope so.
Yeah. Only complaint from me from Panerai this year, which I think is larger to the watch world or maybe just a me problem we talked about, is that we go to Watches and Wonders. We're attending there. We're seeing all the new releases for the year. It used to just be an industry event. So the brands were showing us as a dealer, hey, this is what's coming out this year. What allocations do you want? What do you think you can sell? Now the public's invited. It's on social media, which is great. It's cool. But you see it and then you want it. And it's like we see these pieces and our clients see them and they're like, I want that, but it's still not getting released for another year.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tough in this world of now, fast fashion, things from Amazon, like you were saying. I mean, it's maybe going back to a me issue, but the watches aren't getting made that quickly. This is, a luxury item. They're handmade, so that patience there is sometimes hard to deal with.
I would say, well, one, I absolutely agree with you 100%. I think that's problematic in the industry in and of itself. But I think Panerai is actually one of the ones that does it a little bit better. We will start seeing stuff. You figure April is Watches and Wonders. We'll see the first couple core pieces trickle in June-ish.
Yeah.
By November, except for a few things, we'll have seen most of the stuff, at least one or two drips and drabs. Will we still have a list of people who want it? Yeah, ideally if we're doing our jobs right. But I do think that they're a little bit more cognizant, a little bit more on top of it.
They did do a good job compared to other brands. I will give it that.
Yeah.
What else did you like this year?
Well, I liked being right.
George has been right for kind of the last 2 years as far as prediction goes with Panerai.
I think my favorite is that green Cali dial. Keith and I did a video on it down in Fashion Square, and it was just so good, and we fought for it. They wanted to make it a little bit more exclusive than it turned out to be, and I was like, absolutely not. You've got to get that out into people's hands. I know how special it is too. I agree, but I agree to the point where I want my guys to get it. So thank you, Panerai, for relenting.
It was cool. It still had that vintage historic look with the updated green. The two worlds met really nicely.
Yeah, and I can't recall a 45 millimeter Cali dial. Just the green, the finish on it. It's like Panerai made a watch for me. It
was really nice.
Yeah, I was really excited to see that one.
And your white dial radiomir.
And my white dial radiomir, which is that's the easiest watch in the world. Like if you want a strap monster, just throw a white sandwich dial onto a Panerai and just call it a day. So the fact that they hadn't done that yet, I was like, no, they have to, and they did. And again, thank you. That was perfect.
So I have to tell you.
Okay.
I had a call this week, and I know everything.
Oh no. Did you really?
I know.
I have no predictions this year. I think submersible is going to be important.
This is going to be about you because I know what's coming, and I know what's coming in 2024. But I cannot break the circle of trust.
Oh no!
Because then I will not be in the circle of trust anymore. So we'll kind of see what your predictions are, and I'm going to play my best poker face.
This is killing me. Okay.
Which is not good, by the way. I'll try.
I was thinking about it a lot the past couple of days, and if you go in the cycle of things, we should be in a submersible year. I'd like to see more fleshing out the submersible line. What I would love to see, and I've been kind of calling for this the past couple of years, and it's one where I've been wrong. With submersible, and especially playing off of what they did with radiomir last year, I would love to see some more nostalgic nods within submersible. And again, I've wanted it forever, but doing like a PAM 24 in Carbotech, just kind of finally blurring that line entirely and doing some of the I want an 88 in
There's some really cool historic submersibles. The 88 I have been asking for 2 years, so I don't know, maybe I'll stop now. I don't know everything. I'm sure there's still some releases that I'm not aware of, but I'm with you on the historic submersibles.
Okay. I like that. That's
very cool.
Are you with me or
don't
break the circle of trust. Don't break the circle of trust.
Exactly. What I do want to see, again, I don't know everything, so I think there's supposed to be some surprises. I loved the annual calendar this year, the radiomir.
That was the other thing I was going to touch on. I think we're going to see more complication.
I would like to see more of that. I'd like to see it in a steel, maybe a little bit more accessible.
Sure.
There weren't a lot of releases. It's still kind of coming out, but it was really cool.
Well, and past couple of years, they've been dipping their toes into complication water. And I think this year they jumped in. They really went, they did something I hadn't seen them. It was not even remotely on my radar to the level that they did it. I knew I was going to see finally a complication in radiomir. It felt right, but to do that, I was like, wait, what? Like that was way over the top.
And you called that kind of burnt red dial.
Yes, that was a surprise. I just kind of threw that out there because it felt right. But that was.
What else are you feeling?
I don't know. But oh my God, like some sort of complication in the submersible, that would be dynamite. Cool. I can think about a lot of things, but what I do like about Panerai more so than a lot of other brands, Rolex, logic does apply. You can go, if this works, we should probably do this. And there's a linearness to it.
A little bit more of it's what clients, we know the consumer wants, versus sometimes you just throw something out. But also, I think the random things are more of a PR thing, right? Like we're trying to get people talking about it.
Yeah.
But I do think Panerai releases some watches where you're like, yeah, actually, I didn't know I wanted that, but I do.
That was a
rounds it
lot
out
of this
well.
year, absolutely. And what I like too, especially being on the front lines, it seems to be a company that has its pulse on what their clients want.
Yeah.
And they're not just doing it to like, let's see what these guys buy this time around. There's a thought, there's a loveliness to how they love their clientele.
Well,
and
it's
their
cool
end
because
users.
we get to be a part of those conversations. This is how I got the insider scoop, because we were kind of getting asked our opinion on what we want to see for clients. So I was, in the right chair in the right spot.
Awesome.
But they do listen, I think, to clients,
Yep.
the Paneristi community, and also to us. We've been working with the brand for so long.
We have.
Nice.
And for those of you who don't know, again, we said it in the top. I'm going to say it at the bottom. We are Oliver Smith Jeweler. We have been a Panerai dealer for 23 years now. Got to be one of the oldest. So if you are in our neighborhood, any one of those locations, please stop in. We would love to meet you.
Yeah, we're real people. We're in store. The salespeople you see on our channel
I answer
are
the phone.
real. Yeah, if you're lucky.